Because the equation is not given, so we are going to start from set up equations. So this Jimmy bought 3 raffle tickets and 1 ticket for the petting zoo for $9. So for $9, this $9 is total cost. So we put equal sign here. Then we are going to translate the first sentence into an equation. So the right side is $9 and the left side 3 raffle tickets. So we are going to set up that x equals the cost of 1 raffle ticket. So equals 1 raffle ticket cost. Okay, then let y equals, so we need to introduce a variable in order to set up the equation. And second one, it asks you how much does 1 ticket for the petting zoo cost. We just read, okay, it's 1 petting zoo ticket cost. How to introduce variables? Just read the question and see what the question is asking you to find. Then most of the time you are going to let x and y equals what the question is asking you to find. And Jordan bought 5 raffle tickets and 1 ticket for the petting zoo for $13. So equals $13. So you have 2 equations. The right side is $9 and $13. So if you have is cost, a verb, okay, look for the verb. The verb is cost. Or for this one is just not the verb, but it's for all this one, they represent, you can translate it into a mathematical equation using equal sign. So now you have 1 raffle ticket cost x, so you have 3 of them, then the cost will be 3 of them added together. And Jamie has 1 ticket for the petting zoo. The price for 1 ticket is y, so the add together is $9 equals $9. So we have 3x plus y equals $9. So that is our first sentence. We translate this into a mathematical equation. And after that, I will pause the video here and write the second equation by yourself. So now check your answer. The second one is 5 raffle tickets. You have x 5 times. The add together is 5 times x. It's unit price times the quantity. So this 1 ticket cost, we call it unit price. And in order to find the cost, you use the quantity times unit price. So quantity times unit price. So remember this formula. For example, if you have 1 chocolate bar cost $3 and 2 times 3 is $6. If you buy 3 chocolate bars, it will be 3 times 3. So it is a multiplication. Okay, so plus y. And we are going to stop here because I want to show you how to solve this equation. Then we come back to solve it. Okay, we label this one equation 1, equation 2. Then we are going to set up the second equation. So Jamie bought 2 hot dogs and 3 hamburgers for her family for $19. Jordan bought 5 hot dogs and 6 hamburgers for her family for $40.75, so equals $19 equals $40.75. Okay, then after that we are going to see what x and y, what's the variable we are going to introduce. And so x equals 1 hot dog cost, and let y, or you could just use h for hamburger. Y equals 1 hamburger cost. Then I will post. I will do the first one. Okay, 2 hot dogs and 3 hamburgers. So 1 cost x, 2 you have 2x, 3 hamburgers, 1 cost y, you have 3 of them. You will see, okay, 2x plus 3y. Then I will pause the video and write the second equation by yourself. Then after that, check your equation is right or not. So the second equation will be 5x plus 6y equals 40.75. Like I said, I'm not going to continue solve this equation. We are going to show you that the next one, the next page, how to solve the equation, then we come back. Okay, so here, this one, to find a solution is to find the ordered pair works in both equations, and on the graph is just point of intersection of the 2 lines. You already know how to do this by graphing both lines on the same grid and find the point of intersection. And here is another method. This method, the first column explains the steps you are going to take, and the second column we are going to see how we can apply those steps to solve the linear system. And for the first one, solve one of the equations for one of the variable. If possible, solve for one variable with a coefficient of 1. This one coefficient of 1 means the number at front of that variable is 1, so there's no numbers. And try to avoid working, because if you have 1, then you could avoid working with fractions. So read this question again. Solve one of the equation for one of the variables. Solve for one variable, it means you want to have x by itself or y by itself from both equations, and try to have the number at front of that variable is 1. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. We are going to see the numbers, the coefficient at front of the variables are what? So this one no number means this is 1x. This one no number is 1y. 2x minus y means minus 1y. And you have 1, 1, negative 1, 3 variables. The numbers at front is 1 or negative 1. You could isolate one of it. So for this one, I may want to isolate the 1x, okay? You could isolate y. In order to isolate 1x, we just move the y to other side by doing opposite operation. So plus y move to other side will be opposite operation is minus y. Then the left side. So from equation 1. So from equation 1, x equals, we move the y to other side, you have 8 minus y. This is equation 3. So this is show you algebraically method to solve a linear system using substitution method. So we have x isolated. Then after that, the step 2 is substitute the expression found in step 1 into the other equation. The purpose for that is you will have one equation with only one letter, one variable. You could have two y's but no x. This one we call one variable. You could have more than one terms, but the letter, you have only one letter instead of two different letters. Okay. So from this one we substitute. Substitute, it means this one x isolated by itself. Then what you are going to do is you are going to replace the x. So I will recopy this one, 2x minus y equals 7. So remember you isolate x from equation 1, then you label this one equation 3. You substitute this x must go to different equation. Different, okay? So equation 1, equation 3, then you sub it into not 1, not 3, equation 2. So substitution means this is x, then you replace this x, substitute the equivalent of x to this equation 2's x. So replace this x with the right side. What it means is 2, then the x will be gone. We are going to use a equivalent to replace this x. This is called substitution. Substitute 8 minus y to x. Then we copy the other part. Other parts down for that equation. Then once we substitute the 8 minus y into equation 2, you will see we get rid of one variable x. In this equation, you have only one letter y left. Then if we have one, we call this one variable in one equation, we know how to solve it. So this one, if I write the steps, it will be substitute equation 3 into equation 2. The difference between equation 2 with this one is the x is gone. We use the equivalent 8 minus y to put to replace x. Okay, substitute 8 minus y to x. Then after that, I just solve for these variables in this new equation. And in order to solve it, we know that we don't want to see the bracket, so we expand it. We use this monomial times each term in the bracket. So 2 times 8 give you 16. 2 times negative y give you negative 2y. Then copy the other parts down. Then we are going to, in order to solve, it means y by itself. So we don't want to see the 16 at the same side with y. So we minus opposite operation minus 16. Minus 2y minus y give you minus 3y. That equals 7 minus 16 give you negative 9. Then after that, you are going to continue solve for y. You are going to move the -3 to other side. Opposite operation divided by -3. Then divided -3 to each side. -3 divided by -3 give you 1. So you just 1y. You don't need to write a 1 here. -9 divided by -3 give you +3. Make sure that you don't want to see -3 at the left side. So you need to divide it by -3. The number at front of y, no negative sign, no numbers. Okay, and this is one of the solution. You have the x and the y in the original equation. So you find y, you also need to find x. We are going to use equation 3 to solve x because x is isolated. So we sub y equals 3 into equation 3. Then you have x equals 8 minus y give you x equals 5. Then you solve for both x and y. Then we know the point of intersection is, so this one is just, okay, if you move this here, it's just x equals 5. Then now you are going to write your solution in point form. We are going to write the point P dot O dot I. It means point of intersections. This is what we are looking for linear systems. So we use the first initial, the first letter, the initial of these words. We use the first letter in these words, POI, for point of intersection is, remember x first is 5, y is second is 3. So this is done. This is how you solve a linear system. We are going to review the steps. So the step 1 is we want to isolate. Use one equation to isolate one of them. If the variable is isolated already, then you don't need to isolate. You just substitute the right side to replace that variable. Then you have only one variable left in the equation. Then this is a linear equation. You just expand, collect terms, isolate the y by moving numbers to other side, doing opposite operation. Once you solved for y, remember you are looking for a point. So you need to sub this y equals 3 into the equation that you isolated when the other variable. Then you sub in, you solve it. So this means your point of intersection is 5, 3 on the graph. So this is your x value is 5 and y value is 3. So solving linear equation, it just means you are looking for this point of intersection. And now any questions, pause this video and redo this question. So pause it if you are watching this video by yourself. Pause it and redo this one. And if you isolate y, you will get the same answer, it's just in different ways. So as long as you have the point 5, 3, you got the right answer. So now we are going back, continue work on this word problems. So now how are we going to solve this one? The first step, we need to isolate one of the variable. The number at front need to be 1. So we are going to see, okay, this one is 1. So we isolate y by moving the 3x to other side. It's minus 3x. So from equation 1, we have y equals 9.00 minus 3x. This is our equation 3. Then the next step, we call it substitution. We need to sub equation 3 into different equation. It should be equation 2. And what substitution means, you have y equals, you sub it into equation 2, means you replace this y with this equivalent, 9 minus 3x. So we are going to have 5x plus the y, replace this y with 9 minus 3x. So this is called substitution. Substitute 9 minus 3x to y. Replace this y. The y should be gone. Then you only have x left. Then equals, copy the right side, is $13. Then after that, we are going to solve for x. We move the numbers to other side by doing opposite operation. Then 5x minus 3x give you 2x. 13 minus 9 give you 4. We move the 2 to other side by doing opposite operation. You have x equals 2. So this is a cost for one raffle ticket. Then don't forget, we need to solve for y. We have the y isolated already, so we sub. You have two sub. Substitution, remember you have substitute twice. Okay, so sub x equals 2 into equation 3, which you isolated for isolated y. So y equals 9.00 minus 3 times 2. Then you do the calculation, you will find out y equals $3. Okay. Then you just write a statement. Therefore, one raffle ticket is $2. One Titan Zoo ticket is $3. Then we have this question that, and if you want to check, you could see, okay, for the first equation, you have 3 raffle. So 1 is 2, 3 raffle ticket will be 6. 6 plus 1 Titan Zoo plus 3 give you 9. It's right. Then for the second equation, 5 raffle ticket, 5 times 2 give you $10. 10 plus $3, 1 Titan Zoo is $13. So both of them correct. That is for checking. And after that, we are going to see this question. This question is a little bit troublesome because it has a number at front. And most of the question, I will guarantee you for now, I will give you one number at front of one variable will be 1. Make it easier because this type of question, you could use other method to solve it. And for this question, I will show you this is equation 1, this is equation 2. And for this type of question, we don't have any number at front of one variable is 1. We are going to just pick one that is easier to be isolated. I think I will pick this 2x. The reason for it is each term divided by 2, it will be not hard. So we are going to, from equation 1, isolate the 2x. You could isolate other number, but try to use divide by 2, divide by 5. Which one is easier to be divisible? So we are going to isolate to x, we move the 3y to other side, will be minus 3y. So we have 2x equals $19 minus 3y. Then we want to isolate x only. We don't want to see the 2. So we divided 2 to both sides. You will have 2 divided by 2 is 1x, then 19 divided by 2 give you 9.5, 50 cents, then minus 3 divided by 2 is 1.5y. Then you have x by itself this time. Then we are going to substitution means you have substitute stuff twice. Sub equation 3 into equation 2. Remember 1, 3, then different equation. Equation 2, then we are going to see what we are going to have. When you replace, you only replace the x. Substitute 9.5 minus 1.5 y to x only. The number 5 at front will stay. So 5 bracket 9.50 minus 1.5y. So you see this is a substitute to x. Then after that, we just copy all the other parts of this equation. Plus 6y equals 40.75. Then in this equation, you will see you have only one variable, one letter left. So we want to isolate y. You need to get rid of the brackets first. Otherwise, we don't know how to collect the like terms and isolate the variable y. So 5 times each term. 5 times 9.5, you will see 47.5 there. 5 times 1.5 give you 7.5. Then copy other parts. After that, we want to collect the like terms y, then move the numbers to other side. So minus 47.5 there. Negative 7.5y plus 6y, you collect the like terms. Negative 7.5 plus 6 give you negative 1.5y. Then 40.75 minus 47.50 give you negative 6.75. In order to solve for y, we are going to move the negative 1.5y to other side by doing opposite operation. It will be divide. Then we are going to do the division. Negative 1.5 divided by negative 1.5 give you 1. So y equals 1y equals negative 6.75 divided by negative 1.5. You do the calculation. You will find out it is 4.5. So now we know that one hamburger is $4.50. Also, you need to find the price for one hot dog. We are going to sub it into the equation 3 because x is isolated. So sub, so you have two substitutions, sub twice. For substitution method, you substitute twice. Sub y equals 4.5 into equation 3. Then we are going to have x equals 9.50 minus 1.5 times 4.5. get your calculator out, you will find out x equals 2.75. Then you are going to just write the statement, therefore. One hot dog is $2.75. One hamburger is $4.50. Pause this video and try to redo this question and see if you can get the right answer. If you didn't, check the solution again and redo it until you get it. Okay, so any questions? If not, then we are going to go to the last page. So the last page is actual problems, and here we are going to just set up the equation, and I will leave solving to yourself. So for the first one, we are going to see Jack has 34 bills in files and tools. The total value of these bills is, then we know the equal signs here. How many $2 bills does he have? So they have $5 bill, $2 bill, altogether he has 34 bills. So the number of bills is 34, and the value of these bills is 116. So total we put on the other side. So one is equation for number of bills. How many bills he has? Another one is for the value. Okay, how much he has for the bills. It's value for the bills. So you need to set up two equations. One just based on the numbers, how many bills. Another one is how much the bills are. And the question asks you how many $2 bills does he have. So we are going to let x equals $2 bills. Number of $2 bills. And let y equals number of $5 bills, because we need two variables to set up the equation. And I will say that you have more than one way to do this question, but because in this lesson we are trying to set up the linear systems, for linear systems always you are going to have two variables, so we introduce two variables. So number of $2 bills is x, number of $5 bill is y, and total together you have x plus y. So that is a number of bills. X $2, y $5, altogether is 34 bills. And another one, we are going to write the value of the bills. So we know that unit price times quantity. So this is unit price is $2 and quantity is x. So the total dollars for the $2 bills will be 2 times x. And the unit price for $5 bills is $5. And Jack has y $5 bills. So unit price times quantity is 5y. Then you have the two equations set up. So this one is unit price. Each bill is $2 for that $2 bill. And this one $5 bill. Each bill is $5, and the value for it is just a unit price times quantity. Unit price times quantity. When you have each values, add them together is your total. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and we'll leave this equation for you to solve later. And the next one, a fitness gym charges a monthly fee and a fee per class taken. So monthly fee and means plus, and a fee per class taken. So the cost equals monthly fee plus a fee per class taken. During the month of February, one member did 5 classes and paid $90. Another member did 12 classes and paid $160. Determine the monthly fee and the fee per class. So you have two unknown. We are going to introduce that x equals the monthly fee, and let y equals the fee per class at this gym. So y equals fee per class. Then after that, we have two members, so we are going to write one equation for each member. So the first one, the first member is $90. Okay, paid $90. And we know that it's monthly fee plus the fee per class taken, that is going to be the total price. So monthly fee you must pay, and one class, this is unit price times quantity, then you can find the cost. So unit price times quantity is 5, so it's 5x. Then you have the first equation, and the second member is $160. Monthly fee stays same, and the unit price times quantity is how much another member paid for using the gym, using 12 classes. So 12 times the unit price y. That is how much paid for the per classes taken. So this, you have two equations. I will leave this one here. Later you solve it. We are going to take it up together. And the last one, total. If it's total means something added together will give you this number. And cost, total cost is this number. So you have two equations. One is regarding the numbers, one is regarding the cost. So always we put the total at one side of the equation. Okay. And the question asks you how many footballs were bought. So we like x equals, or just f equals price of number of footballs. We need two equations for a linear system. Then number of footballs, then we may just find use another equation later for another variable is number of basketballs. Then we are going to set up equation. First one is total is 29 basketballs plus footballs. So basketballs plus number of footballs, is 29. So that is one equation. And for the second equation is regarding the cost. So for the cost, again, is quantity times unit price. Then you will have the cost. So F and B, they are quantities. So this quantity times cost, $30, and you have B basketballs then you times them, so 30b. And you have 40 footballs. 40 times 1 football unit price is F, then it will give you the cost. So pause this video and try to solve for 1, 2, and 3. Then we are going to take it up. So after we pause it, we are going to check what the answer for each of them. So for the first equation, we want to find isolate one of the variable with a number in front is 1. So we both have x and y is 1. We could just isolate one of it, maybe x. We just move the y to the other side. From equation 1, you have 1x equals, move the plus y to other side, it will be minus. So you have 34 minus y. This is equation 3, and for substitution, we use the first sub. It will be equation 3 into different equation, not one, equation 2. Then we are going to have, okay, we box this x, then in equation 2 we box this x need to be gone. So we substitute 34 minus y to x. So 2 bracket 34 minus y sub into x, and plus 5y equals 116. Then we are going to solve this equation by getting rid of the bracket and collect the like terms. So we are going to have y equals, okay, expand it, we have 68 minus 2y plus 5y equals 116. Then we move the 68 to other side by doing opposite operation. You will have negative 2y plus 5y give you 3y. Then 116 minus 68 give you 48. We move the 3 to other side. By doing division, we have y equals 16. This is a $5 bills. Jack had 16 $5 bills. Then we are going to see how many bills for $2. We sub y equals 16 into equation 3. Then it will be 34 minus 16. X equals 18. Then you just write a statement. Therefore, 18 $5 bills and 16 $2 bills. That is done. Check your answer, pause it, and redo the question. Make sure you get the right answer. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Then we are going to see the next one. So next one, we are going to look at the variable with 1 at front. So both x, you have 1, 1. So we just pick one of the equation, isolate. We may pick equation 1, isolate x, sorry, this is y. So 5 classes times unit price is, each class is $y, so it's y. Then with isolate x, we move the 5y to other side, is minus 5y. So from equation 1, we have x equals 90 minus 5y. Then we sub this equation 3 into equation 2. We have x, replace it with right side, so we box x. The reason why we isolate x, because we want to get rid of the x in another equation. Then we could have one equation with only one variable. That is equation we know how to solve. So x boxed, gone. We are going to replace this, substitute x to here, 90 minus 5y to x. So x is not there, then plus 12y equals 160. We move the 90 to other side. We want to isolate y. Then negative 5y plus 12y give you 7y. 160 minus 90 give you 70. In order to solve for y, we remove 7 to other side by doing opposite operations, division. Then we have y equals 10. So that is means you have $10 per class for the fee. And sub, we need to find x. Sub y equals 10 into equation 3. You have x equals 90 minus 5 times 10. And do the calculation, you will find out x equals, do the multiplication first, that is 50, so it's 90 minus 50 give you 40. Then write the statement, therefore, the monthly fee, x is monthly fee. It's $40. The fee per class is $10. Then it's done. If you want to check, you could just put it back. Okay, $40 plus 5 class, each class 10, 5 times 10 is 50, 40 plus 50 give you 90, it's right. Another equation, 40 plus 12 class times 10, 120 plus 40 give you 160. It is correct. So pause it and check if your answer is correct. If not, then redo it and replay this video. Okay. So this is the last one. We are going to isolate one of the variable with white front. So both of them is white front. You could isolate one of it. So now I may just isolate the f. So we move the b to other side is minus b. Then you have from equation 1. F equals 29 minus b. Then sub this one into equation 2. You will have 40 replace f. So box f. The f is gone. Use the right side sub into f. It will be 29 minus b. Then copy all the other parts here. In order to solve this equation, expand. So 40 times 29 give you 60 minus 40b plus 30b equals 1000. Then we move the 1160 to other side. Collect the like terms. You have negative 10b equals negative 160. Then solve for b. We move the negative 10 to other side by doing division. Then you have b equals 16. Actually, this one we should isolate for b, solve for f, but it will give you the same answer. So this is b equals 16, then we solve for f. We sub the b back. Into equation 3. You will have the number of football is 29 minus 16, f equals 13. Then read the statement, therefore there are 13 footballs. And this is all for today's lesson. You are going to work on the DirectMath.com 2.1 linear systems. And after this homework, please do the 2.1 exit ticket. And tomorrow morning, you will have the quiz. Exit ticket for today. And tomorrow in the morning, you will have the quiz. So each day you have quiz, lesson, and exit ticket. And I'm very happy that last cycle test, the whole class did well. Keep it up. Okay, thank you. For home learner, please join Google Meet each day from 8 to 8:15 for attendance, and after that you need to be in the Google Meet for the instructions. So you are expected to have the same time schedule as other students until the teacher informs you that the lesson is done, no instructions anymore, you could go offline. And if you have any questions, you could email me. Then we could join Google Meet again. Then I could answer your questions online or in email. Okay, thank you.